Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Sabell. I'm the president of Stenberg College, and it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to our Fall 2020 virtual graduation ceremony. I would like to start by thanking the friends and family who are tuning in this evening to celebrate the achievements of their loved ones. And of course, we must also thank the graduates themselves who are the subject of this ceremony and have made this evening possible. Although graduation looks a little bit different this year, one thing that remains the same is the hard work, dedication, and the considerable success that we see before us and that we are celebrating together. As you watch this evening or this afternoon or whenever you have the opportunity to tune in to this ceremony, I hope every graduate takes a moment to feel tremendous pride in their accomplishments. I'd like as well to thank members of the SFU Pipe Band, which, as some of you may know, is world famous and one of the most highly regarded pipe bands globally. We are going to start this evening's ceremony with the Student of the Year Award. Stenberg College created the Student of the Year Award to recognize the excellence within our own student body. At Stenberg, we are lucky enough to witness the personal and professional growth that often comes along with education, and we see our students dedicate themselves to their programs, determined to find success in their chosen careers. We see our students gain confidence and learn to believe in themselves. But perhaps most importantly, we often see our students find their purpose as they pursue their passion. Whether our students are taking classes at our flagship campus in Surrey, at one of our satellite campuses throughout British Columbia, or in our regional labs in Calgary, Winnipeg, or Halifax, or anywhere online across Canada, their experience is united by profound transformation. The Student of the Year Award recognizes the remarkable accomplishments of our students who have worked so hard to achieve their goals. All year long, staff and faculty submit countless nominations with stories of students who have gone above and beyond what is expected of them. This year, we have received over 120 nominations of students who exemplify excellence in academics, leadership, attitude, community service, and spirit. The names running across the screen are all the graduates this fall who have been nominated for the Student of the Year Award. Overwhelmed with the inspiring stories shared in the nominations, our team then faces the difficult challenge of selecting one finalist for each program. Each program finalist is then interviewed, and from this group, one winner, a first runner-up, and a second runner-up are selected. The winner of the award receives a full tuition reimbursement, up to $20,000 value. The first runner-up receives a $5,000 tuition reimbursement, and the second runner-up receives a $2,500 tuition reimbursement. In addition, every program finalist receives a $1,000 tuition reimbursement. I would like to congratulate every one of those who was nominated for this award. It is a great accomplishment simply to be nominated. From our homes, as we tune in to this virtual ceremony, please give a virtual round of applause for the achievements of all these individuals. We would like to now congratulate the program finalists individually. For the Business Diploma Marketing Specialization Program, Valentine Flores. For the Cardiology Technologist Program, Yelena Bradford. For the Community Mental Health and Addictions Worker Program, Christopher Lavender. For the Counseling Therapist Private Practice Program, Jessica Thixon. For the Early Childhood Education Basic and Post-Basic Programs, Zara Albalushi. For the Education Assistant Program, Philippa Glossop. For the Healthcare Assistant Program, Jasmine Bajwa. For the Hospital Support Specialist Program, Jasleen Diol. For the Licensed Optician Program, Preet Dhaliwal. For the Medical Laboratory Assistant Program, Gurpreet Gill. For the Nursing Unit Clerk Program, Megan Romas. And for the Psychiatric Nursing Program, Lovepreet Sidhu. Please give, once again, a virtual round of applause to all of the finalists. It's now time to congratulate the first and second runners-up. The second runner-up from the Pharmacy Technician Program, Erica Brown. First runner-up from the Therapeutic Recreation Gerontology Program, Megan Bowers. Congratulations to the first and second runners-up, Megan and Erica. I'd like to point out that all of the incredible individual stories of these runners-up and as well the finalists for each program can be found in our Success magazine, which will be mailed out to every graduate and is also available online through our website. I encourage all of you to go there, take some time to read the personal stories of these individuals, and I believe you'll be able to draw inspiration from those and see perhaps your own personal story reflected in theirs. Now we'll recognize the Student of the Year Award winner, whose story will also be found in Success magazine. The winner of the 2020 Student of the Year Award is an incredibly deserving individual, practical nursing graduate Jiyeon Lee. When Ji finished high school, she was plagued by a fear of failure. Not knowing what to do and too scared to try, Ji opted for jobs that she would enjoy enough, but not a career that would allow her to reach her full potential. When she found herself working as an office assistant at a clinic for cancer patients, everything changed. She discovered a passion for patient care and wanted more from her life. Inspired, she achieved a 95% GPA and is now a successful practical nursing graduate who is fulfilling her purpose of helping others at 2 different hospitals. Nursing instructor Rose Chu, herself an LPN, was incredibly impressed by Ji. She says, Ji has been great from the get-go. She's eager to learn, confident when she needs to be, and humble at the same time. She's organized, learns fast, and asks questions to further her learning. I've encouraged her to become a registered nurse because I think she'll do great in anything she decides to pursue. Ji's classmate, Diana Larios, echoes a similar sentiment. She shares that Ji is the definition of a hard worker. She pushed me to work harder without even realizing it. In our study group, she made sure everybody understood each topic before moving on, and her enthusiasm and kindness make her an amazing nurse. Please welcome Jiyeon Lee for her Student of the Year address.
Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight to celebrate our graduating class. To my fellow students, congratulations, we've made it. First off, I would like to thank my family, fiance, friends, and the instructors at Stenberg College for their continued support through this journey. I couldn't have done this without you. I'm so honored to be standing here tonight. It feels like just yesterday I was in my first class of the practical nursing program, nervous and uncertain about what to expect. Will my instructors be warm? Will I get along with my classmates? Will I understand the material being taught? Did I make the right choice? These questions were not new thoughts. I had many doubts about my ability to do well in the program, as I had never thought I would be a nursing student. In my grade 12 year of high school, I did the bare minimum to graduate. I didn't study for my exams until the night before. I dropped out of French immersion after 6 years, despite being only 1 year away from my certificate, because I got lazy. As a young adult, I was convinced I never wanted a career, but just a mundane job I could clock in and out of. When I think about why I was like this, I realize that I let the fear of failure tell me I wasn't good enough. So why try? It resulted in commitment issues when deciding what to do with my life. But as time went by, I felt myself craving more. I wanted more for my life, and I wanted more for my parents who moved to a new country where they didn't know the language or the people, so that my brother and I could have a chance at a better quality of life. They gave up everything for us, and even when they had nothing left to give, they kept giving. So I made the decision to give back to them by enrolling in the practical nursing program, as it was always their dream that I become a nurse. Little did I know I was doing this as much for myself as I was doing it for them. With the guidance from our amazing instructors and my brilliant classmates, I proved not only to myself, but also to my parents that I am much more capable than I could have ever imagined. For the first time in my life, I was learning. I wasn't just reading things mindlessly in hopes that I'd retain the information, but I was truly comprehending. I was learning about the incredible human body, communication skills, life skills, all different kinds of cultures, and the healthcare system, and more surprisingly about myself and what I could accomplish once I set my mind to it. Seeing my parents so proud of me brought me so much joy and furthered my drive to succeed. One night, my dad jokingly said to me, "I have never seen you study this hard. If you had studied this hard from the beginning, you would probably be a doctor by now." Well, Dad, it's better late than never, right? To my fellow graduates, each of us are here because we put in the work. We are here today, entering into our chosen career paths, because our choices and our experiences have called us to change our lives. So, as we embark on this new chapter, let's remember, we stand here today not because of chance or luck, but because of our dedication and willpower. As new grads, we have great days ahead of us. We may also have days where we want to throw in the towel and quit. But remember, you made this happen. Your dedication and willpower haven't let you down yet. Despite being in the middle of a pandemic and our world being turned upside down, you have powered through and made it. So let's go out there and be great, compassionate, educated human beings, and let's change the world.
Thank you, G. Stenberg is proud to call you a graduate and the 2020 Student of the Year. We also want to let you know that your name will be permanently engraved on this magnificent handcrafted trophy and will sit forever in the lobby of Stenberg College. We have two exceptional students who have been selected as valedictorian. Both were outstanding and are Student of the Year nominees. I would first like to introduce Gurpreet Gill, graduating from the Medical Lab Assistant Program and representing in-class programs. When asked about Gurpreet, Rajni Naidu, instructor and department head, shares this. Gurpreet was an excellent achiever both in class and during lab practice, making one of the top students in class. Her positive attitude and persistence to improve her venipuncture skills was inspiring. She volunteered to help other students by readily offering her arms for practice without hesitation. That's something that I doubt that I would do were I a student in that program. It came as no surprise when she was hired on the second day of practicum. She is calm and reassuring to her patients and puts their best interest at heart. Her preceptor said, "Gurpreet comes to us with many skills, and at this very early stage, we can tell that she will be one of the best in her profession." You can tell patient care is Gurpreet's passion. She has made all of us at Stenberg very, very proud. Please welcome Gurpreet Gill, valedictorian.
Good evening, students, teachers, faculty, family, and friends. Let me begin by saying how honored I am to be this year's valedictorian for the in-class programs. What a unique year to graduate. I'm so proud of my fellow students for putting in all the hard work and determination. Congratulations to you all. I'd also like to acknowledge that with the unprecedented events of COVID-19, while the world stopped, both students and Stenberg staff showed great professionalism and quickly adapted to the health and safety requirements needed to get us to the finish line. What an achievement. Before starting the medical lab assistant program, I had lost my confidence in my ability to study. The last time I went to school was when I finished university in 2009. I would like to thank Steve Perras, our anatomy and physiology instructor, for getting us through the most challenging course in the program. Because of his high expectations, I learned to set my goals high. I reorganized my lifestyle to be able to study 5 to 10 hours a day for 3 weeks to meet his expectations. Due to the discipline it took, I believe that he set us up to succeed in the courses to follow. Then we met Nicolette Barker, our next instructor. Nicolette's lesson and way of teaching speaks volumes to how much she thinks of the students she teaches. She used every minute of the class to teach using games, instruction, role play, debates, and enforced learning for every type of learner. She didn't just teach the knowledge we needed to know, but she empowered us with it so that we could be the best in our field. Thank you, Nicolette, for also looking after our personal well-being as you often did. And can I say you have the most colorful whiteboard writing that I have ever seen. Thank you for being an amazing instructor, friend, and now colleague at Mission Memorial Hospital. I'd like to thank Rajni Naidu, the department head for the Medical Laboratory Assistant program. I had the pleasure of Rajni being my monitor while I was on placement at the hospital. Rajni was very supportive and made herself available to me, whether it was for letters of recommendation or a chat to see how I was doing. Thank you, Rajni, for being a part of building my confidence back up. Besides the amazing faculty at Stenberg, I could not have gotten through this MLA program without the time and patience of my family. Having 2 young children meant that I relied enormously on my family and beautiful husband to keep the household running. I read a quote during my time as a student which really stuck with me. It said, "Remember, most of our stress comes from the way we respond, not the way life is. Adjust our attitudes, change how we see things, look for the good in all situations, take the lesson and find new opportunities to grow. Let all the extra stress, worrying, and overthinking go." Our journey to graduation today didn't come easy. We all had to balance our home lives with schooling, assignments, placement, and COVID-19. I believe my classmates shifted their mindset, as in the quote, and we made it. Once again, congratulations, graduating class of 2020.
Thank you, Gurpreet. And thank you for contributing not only so much to your class, but already so much to the healthcare field. I would like now to introduce Brenda Crump. Brenda is graduating from the Therapeutic Recreation Assistant Program and will be representing combined delivery programs. Brenda's instructor and Therapeutic Recreation Department Head Cheryl Bain had this to say about her. Brenda contributed greatly to our classroom discussion, and her leadership qualities have been received with open arms. Brenda has worked for many years supporting people in compromised circumstances to improve their quality of life. She is passionate and excited about her new profession and strives to learn as much as she can about the field of therapeutic rec. Brenda speaks out for others and represents her classmates. If I can describe Brenda in just a few words, I would say she is a bright light. Please welcome Brenda, valedictorian.
Good evening to all the graduates tonight who are celebrating with us virtually, our new way of connecting with those outside of our bubble. It is an absolute honor to represent the online programs here at Stenberg College. My name is Brenda Crump, and I'm a proud graduate of the Therapeutic Recreation Assistant Class THRD 1019. Like many of us, I wouldn't be standing here today without the support of my family. I want to acknowledge my partner in life, Sylvain, who was extremely supportive in every way during my time in this online course. I'd also like to thank my son and daughter-in-law who cheered me on, and my 2.5-year-old granddaughter, Aubrey, who always was asking if I had done my homework. To all those who celebrated my career change, thank you from the bottom of my heart, as I could not have done this without your encouragement and love. To all the family and friends of graduates watching tonight, know that you played an important role in our success. If someone told me 25 years ago, as an employment counselor, that I would become a therapeutic recreation assistant at age 51, I would have thought you were out of your mind. Yet here I am, graduating alongside my 15 classmates from various backgrounds, experiences, and ages. Every one of us had a reason to pursue the career we chose and to enroll here at Stenberg College. My change in career started to take shape when my father, Robert Crump, moved into an assisted living facility many years ago. I visited him often and was intrigued with the activities that were planned for him. I thought, what a fun job to have, planning activities for older adults. As any trained employment counselor would, I started to ask questions about what it takes to have a job like this. The information I received made me rethink my job. And I thought to myself, how rewarding, bringing moments of joy and therapeutic benefits to older adults through leisure activities. I could see the immediate benefits that my father was receiving by engaging in the activities planned by the staff. He was an avid musician in the 40s, 50s, and 60s in Vancouver. He and his twin brother, Ronnie Crump, had a band called the Crump Twins. He seemed to forget he was in a care home setting when he was involved in the musical activities that were offered. He thrived and found a new outlet for fun while making new friends. This made me start to seriously think that if I was to change careers, perhaps one as a therapeutic recreation assistant would be a good choice. I started to volunteer at my father's care home with the rec department and was hooked. Just like I had instructed my employment counseling students to do, I did my research. After investigating other schools and attending an info session, Stenberg was the institution I chose, and I'm glad I did. 1 year was all it took, and now I'm off to a new career as a TRA with Vancouver Coastal Health, right from my practicum. Even though we did not physically associate as a class due to COVID, we had great camaraderie and all spoke often over WhatsApp. We learned about many valuable tools in the online program, but we were also a very feisty group. We were not afraid to ask questions and were genuinely curious about what we were learning. We were a serious bunch who were determined to do our best and shine. As often happens when a group of people who are passionate about the same things get together, we learned from each other and we grew together. I am grateful for the opportunity to have taken this course. Weeks before my father passed away, I told him I had decided to change careers and become a therapeutic recreation assistant. He faced me and said, "That's good then," and smiled. He recognized the value of leisure activities in his life, and feeling my excitement, he approved. We all learned so much in our respective programs, and I am very grateful for the knowledge I gained in this course. On my practicum, I had the opportunity to work with a great rec team that is truly person-centered and a manager that believed in the power of offering therapeutic activities. I've been privileged to develop some great activities with the older adults I've been working with. One experience that stands out to me is supporting a 28-year-old woman living in the care home where I've been volunteering. She has a severe brain injury. I modified a paintbrush so that she could grip it and paint while listening to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 soundtrack. I felt so proud as she laughed aloud while we painted, as she usually didn't make any sounds. I am sure many of us have had moments like this in our new careers that reaffirm why we chose the path we did. What a blessing it is to assist others find moments of joy. It might be a nurse helping a patient achieve a milestone, or an early childhood educator who's working with a child towards a goal, or a medical lab assistant who makes a blood draw as painless and as fast as possible. We can stand here proudly tonight as graduates with the skills and power to make our communities a better place. Thank you to all the staff and faculty at Stenberg College, and to our family and friends with us here tonight who cheered us on our journey. A new career awaits us all.
Thank you very much, Brenda, and congratulations on finding a career that you are passionate about. It is clear that you are already making a difference in the field of therapeutic recreation. It is now time to acknowledge the graduating cohorts of Fall 2020 Convocation Ceremony. Let's celebrate and applaud, virtually of course, as their names cross the screen so that we can together recognize their success and achievement. Graduates, you all worked incredibly hard to be walking across this virtual stage, and we are all proud to call you Stenberg College graduates. Our starting cohort this evening is the Business Diploma Marketing Specialization Program from June 2019. We also want to recognize the Business Diploma Marketing Specialization cohort that began in October of 2019. With students coming from near and far, including Mexico and India, graduates of this program gain a strong foundation in business communication, business math, event management, and customer service. We are extremely excited about the opportunities this program presents grads with, as students learn to think critically, be creative, and make strategic business decisions. I'm sure you all hold bright futures ahead as you prepare for careers, whether they be in international business and management, marketing, or wherever you choose to take your next step. We recognize the Counseling Therapist Diploma Program cohort that began in October 2018. Caring and compassionate by nature, counselors are drawn to the profession by a desire to help others. Whether supporting someone through a challenging time, motivating them to achieve their goals, or guiding them to personal insights, a counselor helps others to change their own lives. Our counseling students have already contributed to those in need of professional support through their practicum placement at Moving Forward Family Services, a nonprofit organization that provides low barrier or no barrier counseling services to anyone who needs them. With the skills to support people through whatever they are going through, we thank our counseling grads for the difference we know that they will make. Next are our early childhood education graduates, and this cohort began in September of 2019. Our ECE grads fill a meaningful role in society. They learn how to create a healthy, safe, inclusive, and engaging environment for children. They plan programs that support children's development, and they build meaningful relationships with children, families, and of course with colleagues. By caring for children during the most formative years of their lives, ECEs in turn have the ability to impact the future of our society. It is comforting to know that these grads have the skills needed to take exceptional care of our children. Together with the prior cohort, we also recognize the early childhood education cohort with co-op, these who started in March 2020. And also our early childhood education post-basic students from the cohort of December 2019. We also recognize the early childhood education post-basic cohort who started in March of 2020. This particular group has furthered their education in the field of early childhood education, and our post-basic graduates learn best practices in supporting infants, toddlers, and children with special needs. They also prepare to handle a wider range of administrative and supervisory responsibilities in child care facilities and help instill positive values, therefore, in future generations. Next, we recognize the graduates from our healthcare assistant program. This cohort began their journey in October 2019. Healthcare assistants play an integral role in the healthcare system as they support older adults to maintain a level of independence by helping them meet their basic needs. With COVID-19, the importance of healthcare assistance has been brought to light more than ever before, as I'm sure you are all aware. We are especially grateful, therefore, for the work our HCA grads do, supporting the elderly and those in need of care so that their patients can enjoy a safe and better quality of life. We recognize the graduates from our hospital support specialist program. This cohort also started in October 2019. Our hospital support specialist graduates are the friendly faces who greet you in many healthcare settings. Their positive attitudes and administrative proficiency keep our healthcare systems running smoothly and efficiently. Not to mention, they often make the medical experience more seamless and more calming for patients. Whether they're working as registration clerks, health records clerks, or medical imaging clerks, or elsewhere, much of the organization in hospitals can be attributed to these grads. We recognize the graduates from our medical office assistant program. This cohort began in March of 2020. Medical office assistants perform a variety of administrative and clinical tasks to keep the offices of physicians and other healthcare practitioners running smoothly. They are known for their organizational skills and ability to multitask and are critical to the success and smooth operation of medical offices. Please join me in congratulating the graduates of our medical lab assistant program. This version is the in-class delivery version. This group started in October of 2019. Our medical laboratory assistant graduates are a unique group of people who care deeply about patient care and are not squeamish about blood. They use their technical skills as well as patience, empathy, and understanding to perform a variety of tasks, including blood collection or phlebotomy, electrocardiogram, ECG, other sample collection, specimen preparation, data entry, and other basic pre-analytical procedures. Medical laboratory assistants are multitasking geniuses. We welcome the graduates from our nursing unit clerk program. This cohort started in September of 2019. Nursing unit clerks act as the heart of a healthcare unit by maintaining its pulse. They direct resources, communicate with patients, nurses, and doctors, and ensure urgent tasks are completed efficiently. They focus on the non-clinical tasks of the department and deliver and communicate physicians' orders with nursing staff and other departments. Their exceptional communication and organizational skills help us receive the care we need, when we need it. This, a large group, our practical nurse graduates from the cohort beginning with us in February 2019. As with many of our healthcare graduates, our practical nurses have really shone this year as they've worked the front lines throughout the pandemic. In addition to their technical knowledge, their exceptional critical thinking, leadership, awareness, teamwork, and empathy allow our nurses to provide life-saving care to patients who need their support. Passionate about patient care, we are grateful for the role that practical nurses play in the healthcare system, and certainly now more than ever, as they put their own health at risk on the front lines. Our next graduating cohort are our pharmacy technicians from September of 2019. Pharm techs are a critical part of the healthcare team. They work closely with pharmacists and ensure that the highest standards of quality and accuracy are met in the compounding and dispensing of prescription medications. We'd like to thank our pharmacy technician grads, who we are going to depend on for their accuracy, attention to detail, and for our own well-being. Another one of our larger cohorts graduating today is our psychiatric nursing program from April 2018 start. Our psych nurse graduates have worked exceptionally hard over the last 2 years in this very rigorous combined delivery program. Located all over British Columbia, graduates now have the skills to contribute positively to their communities. Registered psychiatric nurses are nurses whose education and practice have a focus on psychosocial, mental, or emotional health. They care for people of all ages experiencing issues related to mental health, substance use, or behavioral addictions. And we are grateful to these grads who are dedicating themselves to a challenging and rewarding field that is continually in dire need of more nurses. Please give your virtual applause to the education assistant graduates from our combined delivery version of the program. This group began in August of 2018. By supporting students with exceptionalities, education assistants ensure that everyone is given an equal opportunity to succeed in the classroom. Whether the student has autism, Down syndrome, behavioral challenges, academic struggles, or is an English language learner, education assistants are trained to guide students to reach their full potential. We are grateful to our EA grads who use their skills to make a real difference in the education system. Our final cohort this evening, last but certainly not least, is the therapeutic recreation graduating class that began in October of 2019. Therapeutic recreation assistants play a critical role in the happiness and well-being of older adults by creating and implementing activities that nurture their physical and mental health. Whether it's through arts and crafts, music, gardening, games, social events, or entertainment and exercise, we would like to thank our therapeutic recreation assistants for the joy they bring to care homes and the individuals who live there. And that brings us to the end of our ceremony this evening. Please join me one more time in a very loud, very virtual round of applause for all of our graduates and, of course, their success. It's at this point in the ceremony that I'd like to say a few words in closing. I want to thank some different groups of individuals this evening. Of course, we have the graduates, and I will speak to them in just a moment, but I would like first to recognize two other groups of individuals who share in the success and the celebration this evening. The first is the team at Stenberg, the team of administrators, staff, and faculty at Stenberg College, whose life work is to create an environment where the transformative power of education can take place. This is something that our valedictorians and Student of the Year winner have spoken to this evening about how the program they went into and went through changed their life, how they used that opportunity and that experience to in some way empower themselves and transform their own future and their own life experience. It's that experience, that occasion that each and every one here at Stenberg loves to see and loves to be a part of. And that's why all of the people that work at Stenberg do what they do for the love of that very process. And it's been a privilege, it always is a privilege to work with every group of students and every group of graduates that make the choice to come to Stenberg College. I want to thank the team that worked with those students, and we as a team want to thank the students for making Stenberg their choice. I also want to thank a group of individuals whose support is absolutely critical to the eventual success of each and every graduate. I think it's fair to say that almost without exception, every graduate goes through the process of education, which can at times be very, very challenging, very, very demanding. Sometimes it may even seem insurmountable, but every student goes through that with the support of someone else. Very often it's with the support of a number of people, and those can be family, those can be friends, they're most often loved ones. Somebody along the way has probably had to make a sacrifice in order to support the efforts of the graduates we are celebrating this evening. And so on behalf of the grads, I want to thank whoever it is in their lives that helped them in some way, big or small, to be standing on the virtual stage this evening and receiving their virtual scroll. And graduates, we've recognized you all by program and by name. I want to take a moment to thank you sincerely, not just for choosing Stenberg College, but for making the choice to go into a career, the type of career that all programs at Stenberg College lead to, and that's a career in a caring profession, a career that gives you the opportunity each and every day to make a positive impact on our local community and on society at large. Each and every day, I don't believe it's an exaggeration to say, you will have the opportunity to make a difference in the life of an individual who is perhaps struggling, who is in need of care, who is going through something and who needs comfort, needs assistance, needs to be uplifted. That's perhaps the best thing about working here at Stenberg College, for me personally, is that everything that we do, all of the programs that we deliver here, lead to the type of career where our graduates have that type of opportunity. I'd like to thank you all for making that choice to do something positive with your life, not just for yourself, but for your fellow human beings. At this time in history, at this time in our national and global struggle, I think it's probably never been more needed, that type of selflessness. So I thank you on behalf of everyone at Stenberg, on behalf of a grateful community and society. I wish you all the very best in whatever it is that you've chosen to do with your life, and we hope that you will stay in touch with us and continue to share your story with us. Thank you, and good evening.